September 1st, 2019. Dear Diary. Please insert the music from Heather's here, but here we are, first day of senior year. Okay, to be honest, it is not September 1st as I'm filming this, and my school starts on September 2nd, but it will be the first day of my senior year of college, and I mean, I can't really pass up a chance to quote Heather's, can I? Anyway, hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. So about a year ago, I think almost exactly a year ago, I made a video about back to school tips for people who are chronically ill. I'll put a card somewhere up here. I don't really know where it goes, but it'll be up here. Ironically, after I made that video, though, almost everything that I said in it changed. So we're making a part 2 today. Right. The first thing I talked about was scheduling because I was still on gabapentin then and my memory was absolutely crazy and I remembered nothing. Now I'm off gabapentin and my memory is still terrible, but I don't use that complicated scheduling system from my little notebook anymore. Instead, I use something much simpler that I think everybody has access to. My phone calendar. As you can see, my day is fully loaded into this calendar. So it has all the classes that I need to go to, which are in green. That is my green schedule. Is classes is what I mean to say. I'm losing words, I'm sorry. So it has the time, the location, and the name of the class. Then as you can see, there's something in red right down here. Red means medical, so it means I have a doctor's appointment. If we go to the next day, you can see there's also a yellow, which is my work schedule, so work calendar. And then right about here is blue, which stands for other, so social activities and things like that. I find this a lot easier to use than my little journal just because it takes less effort. So if I am scheduling something on my computer, it just pops up on my phone or on my iPad. As you can see, I can schedule it to repeat so I don't have to write it all the time. And as I mentioned in the last video, I'm still not super great with writing. My hands get a little iffy, so having a simple technological version of that is much easier. On that note, that's a pun, I have decided not to use notebooks this year. I actually am just going to use my iPad. When I was in high school, my school gave us all iPads, and one of the apps that was on it was called Notability, and Notability was meant for us to use notes, and it's pretty cool. So it looks like this. It costs about $9 on the App Store, but it is worth it. Right now, all I have in it is my D&D character sheets, but that'll change. I guess I can just show you an example of my D&D character sheets though, because why not? So you can import PDFs into it first of all, which is how I got the character sheets, but then you have little symbols up here. I also have a stylus. So you can write, you can type, you can erase, you can enlarge, you can insert pictures, you can do voice recording. So if you're having a bad day, you can just click record and then the teacher's voice will be recorded. If we go back, you can see you can add different folders. That's these colors up here. And then you can put notes in them. So one for each school subject, which is pretty cool. It's pricey, but I would say that it's worth it. Another ironic thing is after I made last year's video with all of my classes all, neatly arranged and whatnot, I ended up dropping almost all of them because I was still in that period where I kept going into anaphylactic shock and I couldn't handle the physical classes. So I dropped them all and took online classes, which brings me to my next point. If you think that you can't handle the amount of classes you have or the amount of work you have, it's 110% fine to just say I can't and then stop. Don't push yourself for somebody else's benefit or even for what you think is your own benefit. Your health and well-being comes first. It doesn't matter if you take a bit longer or even a lot longer to get through school or university or whatever. For more notes on this, check out Jessica Kellgren-Fozzard's channel. She recently made a video about her educational journey and how it took her longer to get through school and university, but she's like a super famous YouTuber now, so if she can do it, anyone can do it. What I'm trying to say is don't believe the lie that you have to always push yourself and be number one and be the best. Was that something Jessica said? I just watched her back to school video. I'm not trying to copy her. I also wanted to make a back to school video. So hopefully there aren't any similarities, but if there are, that's why sorry. But yeah, don't push yourself just to be the best, especially if it's at the cost of your own health. Your health is more important. There's nothing wrong with taking a semester or even a couple semesters off. You'll be fine. Finally, in last year's video, I talked about using that little, not little, actually it was quite big, pill container. Yeah, I don't use that anymore, mostly because I forget or because it popped open in my backpack. So the way my day works, I just am at home to take my pills. So I take pills in the morning, in the evening, and at night. So I don't really need it, which is pretty great. But if you do need a pill holder, I would just recommend finding one that works for you so that you don't have the same issue I do. I also mentioned utilizing the accommodations your school gives you. That hasn't changed. Accommodations are great. Use them. Use your mobility aids. There's no shame in any of it. There's no weakness or whatever. It's just whatever you need to get the best out of your education. And of course, it's important to feel comfortable when you're in school. So wear whatever you feel the best in, whether that's sweatpants or a ball gown, whatever works for you. One of the things I'm really trying to do this semester, because I have a lighter schedule, is picking things that I want to do for fun outside of school and just going with them, no matter what people think. Earlier today, I was in the D&D campaign and I was wearing elf ears, and tomorrow I'm gonna do a LARP and I will be in costume then. You know, it's just do whatever makes you happy. I know that's super cliche and whatever, but like, it's really true. You only have one life, at least as far as I know, so have fun with it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the description box for all of my links. I just joined Twitter recently, so if you're into that, follow me. It's @disabledandfab, and I would be happy to, you know, tweet with you or whatever else people do on that site. I don't really know, but I will figure it out. I hope you guys are having a great day, night, week, weekend, whatever, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.